Alright guys, Merciless Vaughn back here with another Bleach Brave Souls video. And in this one, we're going to be doing another versus video. This time it's going to be 1000 Year Blood War 2022 version of Ichigo versus SAFWY Yoruichi. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please leave a like. If you're new to this channel or you have been here for a while, please consider subscribing. You help me get to 200 subscribers. I'm really close. And without wasting any more time, let's just go ahead and get started. So yeah, first things first is to talk about the characters a little bit. I won't go into detail too much about them because I did in their initial showcases. But starting off with the Yoruichi, she has the Ranker Killer. She is a heart unit with the Soul Reaper affiliation. Soul trait, strong attack, recharge time, minus 12%. Most SP units have this soul trait except for the ones that have some different ones. Yeah. She does have Marauder. She comes with full stamina damage boost 20%. So if you have her at T20 and give her 25%, she'll have a total of 45% full stamina damage boost. She also has increased status element chance against my attribute enemies, element reversal, and the status element spiritual pressure boost 80% skill. And yeah, she is over a year old now, and these two skills right here, the increased status element chance and the status element spiritual pressure boost, I think with these two skills combined, she's going to have some great longevity. That's why I still consider her a top tier unit, even though she is a year older. And she does have Marauder and team/party stamina recovery 20%. She is a melee unit with weakening on all of her abilities. Probably didn't see it, but I do have 2 copies of her, so she is 2 out of 5. And with the 2022 1000 Year Blood War version of Ichigo, he is 3 out of 5, but I took off that last slot just to make it an even 2 out of 5. His soul trait is strong attack, recharge time, minus 14%. He does also have the Ranker Killer, and he also has a no affiliation killer. So this Ichigo, he does come with 2 killers. He doesn't have any status elements on his abilities because of the new skill that was introduced with this unit. Increased damage to enemies not afflicted by an element 100%. And so yeah, though he doesn't have any status elements, he does do 100% damage to enemies that don't have a status element on them. He also has Frenzy +2, Havoc, and he does have Sprinter +2, Marauder, and also another newer skill, hit enemies plus Pierce Iron Skin. Right, and he also reads all affiliation dodges, and he also has a team/party stamina recovery skill 20%. So yeah, this Ichigo does have, I say, more skills than the Yoruichi, and he does also have the share complete status immunity, which is really great as well. So who has a better kit? I'd say probably the Ichigo. So yeah, he's definitely a more powerhouse of the unit than the Yoruichi. But there are more units with status elements on their strong attacks than there are units that don't have status elements on their strong attack. So if you're using him in co-op and the enemy is affected by a status element, he won't be doing that 100% increased damage. So yeah, do keep that in mind. Both the units are T20. I put full stam and on both of them. This one has weakened defense. I believe I put long stride on the other Yoruichi. And as for the accessories and links I'm going to be using for these units are going to be the T-set, fortification pill, lieutenant's badge, and as for the character links, the Psychomon Chad, 6th anniversary Aizen, and the SAFWY CN. Do keep in mind my 6th anniversary Aizen is max transcendent, so he is giving more stats than the other 2 linked characters. And here are his bonus abilities. Quickly go over to the Yoruichi to look at her bonus abilities, full stem and long strike. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into a solo IT to see who can clear it the fastest really and what kind of damage they do with their strong attacks. Alright, so here we are in an inheritance trial. There are no Ranker enemies. It is currently Soul Reapers this time around, so neither one of them will have killer. That Yoruichi isn't really doing anything on the side. I usually take these characters in by themselves, but I just forgot to take her off. And do keep in mind this is a solo IT. If you go into a co-op IT with any of these units, the enemies in the co-op IT will be a lot tankier and hit a lot harder. Yeah, even with this Ichigo's Nat string, he is still doing a decent amount of damage to the enemies because of that Ignore Iron Skin. which is a really good skill in my opinion. You don't have to worry about inflicting a status ailment on the units. And since he does recover stamina between stages, I will get my full stamina back sooner or later. Just gotta make sure I don't take any more hits. Try to get some damage from his strong attacks now. Now the Ichigo does have a better kit in my opinion. His SA1 is the 3000 length beam. His SA2 is a cross attack, not like the 7th anniversary Ichigo's cross attack, but it has a width instead of a that I don't really know. It's a 42 width beam, I think it is. I'm not so sure. Yeah, it's not the same one as this Ichigo's though. This Ichigo's one is a lot better than the 7th anniversary Ichigo's cross attack. And here is his soul bomb. Alright, so here we are back in the inheritance trial. This time I did activate the boost, and I also brought a couple of extra characters just for some extra potions because I need all the potions I can get. Now the SAFWY Yoruichi does have a couple skills to take note of, which is the increased strong attack, character damage, and the increased movement speed skill that he has. And both of those are only for heart units. So yeah, he increases movement speed by 30% and also increases strong attack damage by 20%. And that movement speed is pretty noticeable as well. Yeah, that movement speed is noticeable. So yeah, this Ichigo can just really fly across the map with the Sprinter +2 and the long strike that he has. And overall, this is still a top tier unit and he is extremely fun to use. And this time we're going to be using the SAFWY Yoruichi. Now her strong attacks are, in my opinion, not as good as the Ichigo's, but they're still pretty decent. They're not half bad. And as you see, that increased status element chance against mind attribute enemies is taking effect, and that status element spiritual pressure boost skill. In my opinion, I really like characters that have those two skills together, the increased status element chance and the spiritual pressure boost skill. It's just, I don't know, I just like them a lot more than units that have the status element spiritual pressure boost but don't have the increased status chance. Like, for example, my Visor Lisa that I have, I use her more often than I use my 5 out of 5 7th anniversary Ichigo, just because she has the increased status element chance skill. Not to mention, this Yoruichi is moving across the map fairly fast as well. Though I did put Long Stride as one of her T20 skills. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, I just did it because. And here is her soul bomb. Alright, so we're back in here again with all the boosts active and the extra units to give me more pots. And as I mentioned earlier, with the Ichigo, the SAFWY Yoruichi increases your strong attacks by 20% and also gives you movement speed 30%. But that is only for heart units, not all units. I might have failed to mention that before. I will say this, the Ichigo probably is hitting harder, even though if she has that status element spiritual pressure boost active. So damage wise, yeah, the Ichigo probably has her beat. But if you are using that Ichigo in co-op IT and units that have the status elements on their abilities inflict status elements on the enemy, he will lose that 100% damage. So you could say that his damage is inconsistent in a group, whereas the Yoruichi's is that much. Well, hers is kind of inconsistent too, because she doesn't always have that status element spiritual pressure boost up all the time. Alright, so that was a brief showcase of the units, somewhat side by side. I say the Ichigo does have the Yoruichi beat. I mean, don't get me wrong, she is a good unit. She's just a little bit older than this Ichigo. And yeah, the Ichigo, I mean, he just has a lot more in his kit and just better strong attacks. And he also has 2 killers. You can never go wrong with 2 killers. Yeah, long stride, read all affiliation dodges, stamina recovery for the party, share complete status immunity. So if he's afflicted with an status element, everybody is immune to that status element that he plays with. And I don't think there's a cap on it either. I haven't really tested out to see if there was one. Marauder, Smasher +2, and also Frenzy +2. So yeah, the better unit definitely is Ichigo, but I like using both units. I do probably catch myself using the Yoruichi more than the Ichigo. No particular reason, just because. But anyways, yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and as usual, until next time.